Islamic cleric and president of the All India Muslim Jamaat, Maulana Shahabuddin Razvi Barelvi, has fired a fresh salvo by claiming that the upcoming Prayagraj Mahakumbh event is being held on land owned by the Waqf board. In a video message, Barelvi said that 55 bighas of Waqf land are being used for the Hindu religious event. He further said that Muslims of Prayagraj have shown a large heart by not grudging the use of Waqf land for the Mahakumbh. However, Hindu leaders have rejected the Maulana's claims. Hindu Mahasabha President Swami Chakrapani Maharaj has said that Barelvi must be sponsored by Pakistan and with people with a terrorist mindset. He said that the cleric is making a malicious attempt to disturb the Mahakumbh and his statements should be investigated. It's obviously sparked off a huge debate. The Mahakumbh 2025 that gets underway from the 13th of January with 14th being the Shahi Snan date, and expected to bring in about more than 45 crore people over a period of about 35 days. The biggest celebration or conglomeration of congregation of people for a spiritual event. And that has also now turned into a controversial conversation with the comments made by this Islamic cleric. Listen in to the reactions.
इस तमाम व्यवस्था को कायम रखने के लिए कोई भी आपत्ति नहीं की और 55 बीघे की जमीन पर जो वक्फ जमीन है वो जमीन पर कुंभ मेला लग रहा है। तो ये तमाम चीजें जाहिर करती हैं कि कहां से कौन तंगदिली छोटे दिल का मुजाहरा कर रहा है और कौन लोग हैं जो बड़े दिल का मुजाहरा कर रहे हैं।
ऐसा कहना बिल्कुल असत्य है और ये असत्य को रोकने के लिए इनको मुंह तोड़ उत्तर देना चाहिए कि वो वक्फ की जमीन है, वक्फ की जमीन नहीं है, वो देव पूजित जमीन है।
आप पाकिस्तान आतंकी तो भेज नहीं सकता, उपद्रवी तो भेज नहीं सकता, दहशतगर्दी कैसे कराए। तो इस तरह से दहशतगर्दी हमें लगता है पाकिस्तान के इशारे पे इस तरह के कुछ लोग हैं जो मुल्ला मौलवी जो जानबूझ करके महाकुंभ को विवादित करने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं।
Is this a deliberate attempt to, one, derail the Mahakumbh, create an entire Hindu-Muslim controversy and vitiate the atmosphere? Or was Shahabuddin Barelvi only trying to say that no, all communities are coming together and don't call Muslims as, those who are not cooperative and don't believe in a collaborative and cohesive society? Harmonious society. We are also contributing. It is 55 bighas of Waqf land, but we are making no noise about it. That's what. Ashwini Dubey with us and Syed Asad Abbas also with us. My namaste, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat to everybody. Ashwini Dubey, what's the problem? Which is this 55 bighas of land which Barelvi has claimed, Shahabuddin Barelvi has claimed is Waqf land?
It's not the Waqf land. It's an attempt to, as you rightly said, that yes, we are also contributing, allegedly contributing in the 144-year-old Mahakumbh, the Shahi Isnan, a center for faith of millions of Sanatan followers worldwide. We are contributing. This claim, in fact, if you see, it's very unprecedented and uncalled for. Anandbhai, why? The Mahakumbh, a center of faith for millions of Sanatan followers worldwide, is a significant event, which is not happening first time. It is happening for centuries. And that event where saints and pilgrims from across the globe gather, making a claim itself shows that they do not believe in the secular fabric of the constitution, and they still claim that any land, wherever it is, they can claim to be their work property. An act which is unconstitutional, which does not find place in the constitution, which is against the secularism, unity, integrity of the nation, which is not enacted in order to secure the fundamental rights, but in order to give the appeasement, to declare any property as the work property. As again, this claim made it clear that they do not want this constitution to flourish, the constitutional ethos to continue, and in fact, they want that any property which is in the India belongs to. Sometimes they have claimed the 15 years old in your state only, 15 years old temple they have claimed to be their work property. Even the village to village they have claimed to the work property. Even if you see the parliament, the entire corridor which was being constructed, they said the work property. India Gate is work property. Delhi High Court is work property. So in fact, this work property, by making this claim, they have made it again a statement that they do not believe in the peace and harmony, and in fact they want to practice, propagate and preach what they suiting them.
Sayyid Asad Abbas?
Anand Sahab, firstly, let me tell you, as a proud Indian Muslim, since I was a very small boy going to school, I've heard of the Mahakumbh Mela. And let me tell you that it is an event which comes once in 12 years. Undoubtedly, it's one of the biggest events that take place in the world, a single largest gathering which takes place. Now, coming to the front, rather than looking at the glass half full, I'd like to see it better full in bringing of Hindu-Muslim unity. Shahabuddin Razvi Sahab, what does he mean here? He means that the Muslims have shown large-heartedness, though being a Waqf land, of course, that will be decided by the courts. But having this event together, the fact is, let me quickly bring to Ayodhya. What happened at Ayodhya when many people, even Sri Ravi Shankar ji, raised a point that why can't our Muslim brothers show large-heartedness? And since Ram Lalla is meant to be, was to be born at the place, show large-heartedness and accept it. Let us not go to the courts for the Supreme Court. Therefore, when the result came in, apart from the likes of fringe elements and the Oasis, largely the Muslims of India accepted it. Same precedent being followed here. Shahabuddin Rizvi Sahab, all he means is that this is Ganga Jamna Tehzeeb coming together with the due respect which belongs to the Mahakumbh, and all the people who celebrate this beautiful gathering. It's an accepting of the nature that Indian Hindus, Muslims will come together and they will have this. And of course, the Waqf land, of course, let's leave it to the courts. For now, Mahakumbh is something which comes once in 12 years and should be wholeheartedly celebrated in the grandest of grandeur at this time.
Ashwini Dubey.
Anandji, which court? When the power of the court is barred, when no court of the country under the Waqf Act is empowered to deal with the matter related with the Waqf, when there is no appeal or revision against the order of the tribunal. And the Indian Constitution establishes three types of court. The Union Judiciary under Article 124, 146, barred under the Waqf Act. High Courts under Article 214 to 231, barred under the Waqf Act. Subordinate courts under Article 233, 237, barred. Which court, if an aggrieved person is by the indiscriminate decision of the Waqf board, will go to? Even the Supreme Court says we don't have power. High Court says no, the power. Civil courts are not vested with any power. But on the one hand, shining example you see, the Places of Worship Act, you cannot file the suit. And Waqf board, civil court's jurisdiction is barred. What my friend is referring to? Which court you will go to? You will have to go to the board which has a Muslim MLA, Muslim MP, Muslim IS officer, Muslim town planner, Muslim advocate, Muslim scholar, Muslim mutawalli, which are paid from the public exchequer, and they have to take a decision largely and in fact 100% if you're the board. So there are no powers.
I have been testimony to many cases where those tribunal held the hearings and it did not even go in the favor of the Karnataka Waqf board. It was won by the opposite parties who were even non-Muslims, who were even won by Hindus. So it does not mean, sir, that any case that comes to Waqf tribunal will be in the favor of the Waqf board. No, sir, this is not a kangaroo court. Over the last several number of years, there have been cases which have been fought and lost many times by the respective Waqf boards of this country, including my state of Karnataka. So do not be of one vision that anything that comes here will be won by state Waqf board. This is not a dictatorial land, this is not a banana republic, and this is not a Karnataka's or any Waqf board's kangaroo court. So respect it, sir. Rather than propagating in a different manner or propagating as a Hindu-Muslim issue, let us not look at it at that front. Waqf land or not, let's leave it. The fact is, Mahakumbh comes once in 12 years.
My point is, if this should not be looked at, then why make a claim like that? Secondly, the Triveni and Mahakumbh are supposed to be riverine areas, and it's on the banks of the rivers, at the confluence, at the point of confluence, 4,000 hectares, of which he claims these 55 bighas are being used especially for the Mahakumbh. Now, when somebody makes a claim like that, what are they trying to underline? And this large-heartedness, sir, is somebody doing a favor to the other? then this entire tone of large-heartedness should then turn around, and should Hindus say that we have been showing, or Hindus have been showing large-heartedness for the last many centuries for 326 known designated temples and religious sites which have been forcibly occupied and converted, whose entire DNA has been attempted to be changed and forcibly occupied.
I will answer that.
So this
I will
whole
definitely
aspect of
answer that.
large-heartedness, I don't understand. The third thing is that this Ganga Jamuni Tehzeeb is a misnomer. How is Jamuna got anything to do with Muslims?
I will answer that, Anand Saab.
The Jamuna has got equally to do with Sanatan faith than anything else. So this Ganga Jamuni Tehzeeb, etc., seems to be a misnomer. Why would a Shahabuddin Barelvi come out and make a comment like this just days ahead of Kumbh, if that is not the intent, is not to rabble-rouse?
I will answer that. I will answer that. Certainly the timing can be questioned on this front. But the fact of the matter is, I've always believed, Anand Saab, that with great power, there is responsibility and there is accountability here in case of Shahabuddin Rizvi Saab. But let me also tell you that the fact of, his intent here, if I've seen the full video and I can tell you, is to say that we are here together. Musalman tangdili nahi dikha rahe hain. They are here, and he has also shown the importance of this event. There is absolutely no doubt about it. But I'd like to leave you with just 2 lines which I prepared before coming to your debate. I have read this, La main teri Geeta pad lu, tu pad le Quran, ek thali mein khana khaye sara Hindustan. I also request Chakrapani Swami ji, who has said that Dehshatgardi, Pakistani, Atankwadi, even that is uncalled for. There is absolutely no need to bring in that front of funding and so on and so forth. Largely, the point I'm making here is, let us not trivialize this issue. Mahakumbh is a great event. It's an event of grandeur. It is celebrated by the Sanatan Dharma all over the world. It is the largest gathering of the world. Happens only once in 12 years. Let us not trivialize this. Absolutely no propaganda. Muslim brothers, Hindu brothers,
the attempt is not to trivialize. The attempt is to try this entire attitude or tone to say that we are allowing this to happen and that's our large-heartedness, is something that I would, and I think many viewers would also take umbrage to, because you are not allowing and there is no permission or large-heartedness or favor is not being done. So then in that case, then every community will turn around and say, we are doing a favor by allowing you to do your thing. That does not talk about the entire fabric of inclusivity. It doesn't talk of an inclusive fabric. It talks about the fact that I don't want to do it, but I am allowing you to do it. You have to be thankful to me that I'm allowing you to do it. That kind of a tonality doesn't bring harmony and doesn't bring this one. If you were to say, listen, I will partake and I will celebrate with you as much as you celebrate with me, that feeling is different. The tonality is different. Ashwini Dubey, Shahabuddin Rizvi, well, he claimed 55 bighas of Waqf land, but was his intent in the wrong place?
Not only wrong place, it's a deliberate, malicious, knowing, malified attempt to create a claim over a religious, spiritual practices of the Kumbh, which is being followed from centuries, as in more than hundreds and 500 years. In fact, this statement, if should not have been made, and he would have said कि भैया आप हमारे लोगों को नहीं allow करें, at least allow करो, by claiming that you are not allowing the people from our people to come in the Kumbh, but we have given our 54 acres of land, 44 bighas of the land, means that हम दरिया दिल हैं. What kind of, this is,
with respect to the tonality, that part that you brought in, let me give this beautiful quote. A lot of times we tend to differ or fight in terms of tonality. Many a times, what is said, lost in translation, what is said to what is heard and what is interpreted is lost. I, on your show, with all responsibility, say that Shahabuddin Rizvi Saab would have been a lot more composed, bespoke in terms of his tonality, of course. But of course, if his intent, which I do understand and interpret, is indeed being of Hindu-Muslim unity and coming together, it should be seen that way.
The idea is the intent to say we need to also profit and make money out of the conglomeration of 45 crore Shraddhalu when they are coming here? It's a missed opportunity economically for us. Whereas when we have a conglomeration, it is exclusive and nobody else but people from our own community and our faith should be there. The benefits of the economic benefits, the participatory benefits should not extend to any other community. That's the rule. That's what is happening. Then it's not a two-way street, Sayyid Asad Abbas. It's not a two-way street. Then who's being exclusive and who's not is a different point. But